Evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream here on PPBC TV for tonight's game of the week, sponsored by SSM Health and various other sponsors. Our title sponsor tonight. Man, I got paper all over the place, Jamin, here tonight. But SSM Health is a key sponsor of tonight's game. SSM Hospitals are proud sponsors of Oklahoma City Public Schools broadcast. Sometimes after a hard-fought game, a player needs the services of a sports medicine specialist, and SSM Health Hospitals has a great team to get a player back into the game from injury. So welcome to Douglas High School, home of the Douglas Trojans, Frederick Douglass Stadium here, for the inaugural I-35 Gridiron Classic. Tonight, the Douglas Trojans of Oklahoma City are playing the Kimball Knights of Dallas, Texas, two cities. Two proud programs, one interstate, where tonight pride travels I-35. I'm Dwayne Doolittle. He's Jamin Dawson. Welcome to the stream. Jamin, welcome back to football tonight here in 26-27. Opening kickoff, opening night, week 0 on a hot day here in Oklahoma City. Temperatures peaked 100 degrees, and right now at kickoff time it's forecasted to be in the upper 90s. I'm just glad to say that I'm in the booth tonight in this revamped press box here at Douglas Stadium, where the air conditioner is blowing cold.
Right above us, too.
Oh, man. It is. So an interesting contest tonight where we find that Coach Damon, words are escaping me, Damon Turner, in his 4th year here at Douglas High School, has rolled out the red carpet to welcome the Kimball Knights of Dallas, Texas. Coach Turner, no stranger to playing football at a high level, high class, has coached at a number of programs, also hoisted a gold ball when he was playing football back in the day at, I believe he was at Colorado High School. And he's no stranger to championship building, championship programs, being around championship programs. Has this Douglas team turned around where last year, to start the season, they were 3-0, beating their up-the-street rivals, the Millwood Falcons, going 3-0 into the district play, and so they're riding the benefits of that as the Douglas Trojan Marching Band enters the stadium tonight here on this Friday night in Oklahoma City. His opponent across the way in his 4th year also is Coach Bam Harrison, and that name is familiar for you Dallas fans, knowing that he is an alum of Kimball, has come back to his alma mater to coach this team, coached this team trending in the right direction, made the playoffs. Notably about him, he spent some time in the NFL, was drafted, played college ball and was drafted, played a couple of years in the NFL, was a receiver. And so tonight his coaching style lends itself to an air raid offense. And so the questions tonight will be, can that air raid offense find some holes in the Douglas defense? Your thoughts on any of that going ahead, Jamin?
I had an interview earlier in the week talking to Coach Harrison. He said the high up-tempo team, they're going to stick to some inside zone, but they're going to throw the ball vertically. So look for that and how they'll fare against this Douglas defense that can run a 3-4, but they like to run some nickel too. So I think they'll switch it up a little bit.
Maybe some man-to-man coverage. And I think the key in this air raid offense is not so much the home run ball, but the dink and the dunks to suck you in and then go over the top for that. So we'll have to look at the secondary for Douglas, how they're playing there. One of the key factors that Coach Turner has coming in, to his credit, he's got some senior leadership here. A bunch of seniors that have come back, been stuck to the program, have seen the success, turn things around, and he has a lot of two-way players, both offensive and defensively, on the line. And we'll feature some of those players as we get into this pregame, as we're about 4 minutes and 28 seconds away from the opening kick.
Hey, sports fans, get ready to step into the world of championships with Super Prep Live.
Early. I think one of the keys to the game for Douglas is to get the defense off the field and force Kimball into going the long distances. Nothing. Let's not have turnovers to give Kimball a short field. Make them grind it out, because I believe the home field advantage, this heat, not having to travel and all those things, play well into the hands of the Douglas Trojans. Your thoughts on that?
I think that's absolutely true, but I think this Kimball team has came on a mission, and I think they're a very disciplined team as well as the Douglas Trojans, and I think they want to hit the road and go back to Dallas with a win.
No doubt. You see these types of games historically where you see a program travel the highway, it's because they've been paid. I can guarantee you, this is not a money game for Kimball. Kimball has come to Oklahoma City wanting to put a notch in their gun in their belt to take that back down to South Dallas to say, yeah, we going to get you tonight here for the Gridiron Classic, and oh yeah, that when the other team from Oklahoma comes to Dallas, we hope to get you down there then. This is the prelude to the Red River rivalry, the Red River Classic here tonight. The Douglas Trojans come in featuring some of those two-way players, the seniors that we're looking at tonight, to have a good game for the Trojans, offensively and defensively. Number 50, Kyron Griffin. Number 52, Elijah Harmon. Number 64, Cruz Lavalette. And number 70, Quentin Shanks. Those are the gentlemen, the seniors, the upperclassmen. They're going to show the way to the younger classmen, and they're going to have to impose their will on the offensive line as well as the defensive line, which brings me to one of my keys to the game. The heat is abysmal here, and so we've got to overcome those that heat, and that's going to go back to conditioning. How well has these teams been conditioning? Now, you know, Jamin, being here in Oklahoma City, we're no stranger to 100+ degree temperatures, and these teams have been working out in that. And Dallas, just being down the road, their temperatures have eclipsed 100 degrees as well. So Kimball is no stranger to the heat. It's going to be hot on both sides of the field. Fortunately for the Trojans, as the sun begins to set here in Oklahoma City, the shadows are completely encompassing their sideline. Kimball is still in the sun now as their band starts to enter the field as well. So we've got bands, we've got cheerleaders, we've got football teams, you and me. And let's get some more keys to the game. Hey, what the third crew on the field, and I want to recognize them as well. Tonight's officiating crew: referee Ronnie Boyce, umpire Greg Scrap Martin, back judge Derek Best, head linesman Larry Seals, and line judge George Edwards. And thank you for your contributions to high school athletics as well. Those gentlemen have donned the outfits, and they're ready to go. They've been talking about this. They had this date circled as the junior ROTC for the Douglas Trojans, and now on the field for the presentation of the colors. We'll take a quick break, come back on the other side, have more insight as we get ready for football in Oklahoma City.
Lights on! Crowds getting louder! Four quarters, one field, two teams, but only one of us came here to own the night. Helmets up, lock in, it's time. Welcome to Friday Night Football! Yeah! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! 3, 2, 1, kick it off! Friday night, lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Whoa. Turn those lights up. Whoa. It's game time. Whoa. It's game time. Please hit the turf, hear the whole crowd roar. We've been putting in work, now we're ready for more. From the first yard line to the end zone lights, everything we work for comes alive tonight. Offense ready, defense set. 4 quarters, we ain't finished yet. Every yard, every down, when we hit that field, make it loud. Can you hear those drums? Can you shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night.
And welcome back to Moses F. Miller Stadium here on the campus of Douglas High School for Friday Night Football on PPBC TV. Tonight's title sponsors are SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Super Prep. Thank them for their sponsorship of tonight's athletics as we get ready here in week 0 as the Douglas Trojans have rolled out the red carpet and welcome the Dallas Kimball Knights, the Dallas metropolitan area, DISD. They're a member of Class 4A1, if I'm not mistaken. They're in that area, and they had a good run last year into the playoffs. And doing some of our research here, they're tied right now in their district for the 3rd place. A dead heat against Lincoln and some other prominent teams in that district. And if you know anything about Texas football, there are a lot of teams, a lot of games to be played all over the state of Texas in the UIL. So Damon Turner and the Douglas Trojans have their hands full as Coach Harrison has brought his team in here along with their band and their supporters, and we just saw a couple other buses come in. We've already had the coin toss. The Trojans won the toss and deferred to the second half. The Knights will receive the ball and defend the north end zone, going left to right on your screen. Keys to the game for tonight. 5 keys for the Trojans, as this is a Trojan broadcast. Of course, we'll talk a lot about them, but we'll bring in insight into the Kimball Knights as well. But keys for the Trojans tonight: 0 catastrophic turnovers. A turnover in the midfield is survivable. A pick 6, fumble, or inside your 20 could be devastating for the Trojans. As Coach Damon Turner and the Trojans enter the field tonight, the Trojans need to run effectively. The target is roughly 4+ yards per play. Stay ahead of the chains. No 3rd and longs, no 2nd and longs. Tackle immediately after the catch on defense. Don't allow Kimball's athleticism to turn an ordinary play into an explosive one. And control field position. Make Kimball drive the length of the field. We talked about that earlier. And get this game into the 4th quarter. If this is a dogfight in the 4th quarter, home field advantage should take over. With the hogs and dogs and the bosses that Douglas has up front, they should be able to impose their will on this Kimball team, get into the 4th quarter. If they can hold the Kimball Knights with the 14 points in the first half, I believe Douglas has a chance to strike late in the game and make this a contest. Could go either way. I don't see it being more than a 3-point spread, depending upon how things get started here. Coach Harrison, on the other hand, he wants to start early. He wants these Knights to come out and hang half 100, if he can, in the first 2 minutes of the game. Take their heart from them. The longer the Trojans can hang out, I believe that plays toward the advantage of the home team, and they'll be able to get things going there. Your thoughts on that, Jamie?
I mean, the Douglas Trojans, they play better on this field than anyone else. And Kimball, they do have a history of hanging that half 100. I believe their last season opener last season, they did just that, and they shut out 5 teams throughout the season. So they're looking to do that too. But if Douglas plays discipline and physical football, they can get it done here at home.
Here's the kick. Bounces at the 30-yard line, taken there as the Kimball player is still on his feet. Number 11 still on his feet to the 50, to the 40. He's got open field to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. And just like that, one play, one score, Kimball up 6-0, 11:49 remaining. And if we go to the keys of the game, that's certainly not how Coach Turner wanted this thing to start for the Trojan side of the thing. But Coach Harrison is saying, yep, just like we drew it up on a bus on the way up here. A 80, 70-yard kickoff return to the end zone for the Knights, who now lead 6-0. And the kicker comes into the game. We'll get more information here. We're waiting for rosters as they're being provided by the home team. Emilio Martinez, the place kicker, a right-footed kicker, looking to put the ball through the uprights here in the opening minutes, seconds, if you will, of this game.
Right, and there's no need for me to really add any note to that, but special teams is going to be a big factor. Of course, you started off with a kickoff return for a touchdown with Kimball, but there's still time for redemption, but Douglas has got to tighten that up.
Yeah, the extra point is no good. So the opening scoop scored to the goal end zone for 6 for the Kimball Knights here at 11:49 remaining, 11 seconds. I mean, the seats haven't even warmed up. The butter hasn't melted on the popcorn yet, and the Knights already up 6-0. And so now it becomes a response. How do the Trojans here at home respond to the team that comes in from Dallas looking to impose their will, if you will, on the Trojans? How do you answer?
The Trojans got a nice home crowd here. Just play with that pride. And just another note on Coach Turner. He wants to bring back that pride of Douglas and continue to add to that rich history that this football program has. So a lot of time left, but you don't want to let this get away early.
Yeah. And so what do we see on opening kickoff? This Kimball team has some speedsters. And so we got to keep them in front of us, keep them in front of the defenders, and make plays there. And that one got away from the Trojans real fast.
Right. Lane discipline is everything when you're on that kickoff team. You don't want to squeeze too early because number 11, he's not a big dude, but he was able to squeeze inside and take it the distance.
LaDarian Kennedy deep for the Trojans inside the 10-yard line at the 5 as the kicker, Martinez, looks to send it away. And there's the kick taken at the 20-yard line. Looking to get to the outside and is tripped up as he had a lane there. Brings the ball out over the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Just 14 seconds in, and we've already got 6 on the board for the Kimball Knights as the Trojans now look to go on offense. Looking to identify our quarterback here as they break the huddle. Looks like it's going to be number 5. Kamari Perry, the quarterback for the Trojans. Perry, a 5'10 senior, 185-pound senior. Trips to the near side, single back. Quick out, slant, no good. Dropped there. Pass intended for number 13, LaDarian Kennedy, who was back to receive the opening kick. So we have an idea now what the Trojans want to do on that first play, get to the edge and get the ball upfield.
All right, you like the play call, 11 personnel, trips coverage to that boundary side. Not really thrown in the sun there, so you definitely want to reel that in.
A lot of emotion. You got to temper that down a little bit. Twins to the far side of the field, single receiver to the near side. Shotgun look, there's a snap. Trojans look to run up the middle. Number 12 again, Isaiah Taylor, the ball carrier for the Trojans. Minimal gain on the play. And here we are now, behind the sticks, if you will. We talked about this in the pregame. Trojans are facing a 3rd and 10 after giving up a long opening kickoff return. We haven't seen the Kimball offense, and they're playing with a substantial lead right now, up 6-0. Make it 3rd down and 9. Twins both sides of the field, single back in the backfield, shotgun formation. Perry looks to his left, right, throws out, swing pass, nice little completion there. Ball carrier still on his feet. Number 12 still out to the 50-yard line, and that's the answer as number 12 Trailer picks up the ball and takes it for a 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Positive yards there for the Trojans.
Nice job reeling that in by Trailer, but Kimball putting 8 in the box, sending the house there on 3rd down. Very confident in that defense, and then just a missed open field tackle, but a great opportunity on this first offensive drive for the Trojans.
You'll hear us talk about it all night long. Yards after the catch. A simple 3-yard pass turns into a monstrous gain. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line for the Trojans. Up the middle this time for the Trojans. Number 12, the ball carrier, as a gang tackle there by the Knights. Trailer again, the ball carrier, the workhorse early for the Trojans.
Right, plays on both sides. I think we're going to see a lot of them at the running back position, but linebacker as well.
2nd down and about 9 for the Trojans upcoming here on a Friday night at Frederick Douglass Stadium. The Red River Gridiron Classic featuring the Trojans of Douglas and the Kimball Knights of Dallas, Texas. 2nd down 9. Perry in the shotgun formation. Twins both sides of the field. Single back. There's the snap. Looks to his left. Throws the ball out. He's got a receiver out there, overthrows him. So the Trojans are looking to stretch the field any kind of way they can. Hit him up the middle, stretch to the outside edges, and see how they can make their mark here. 3rd down 9 upcoming. They faced a 3rd down situation a moment ago, and were able to pick up 20-plus yards. A nice crowd gathering here as the Kimball Knights travel well also. Their band is here and a few fans that are still coming into the Moses F. Miller Stadium. 7 seconds on the play clock. Max protection for the quarterback. Quarterback looks long, and he's got some hand fighting out there. And stand by, there's laundry on the lawn. Our first flag of the night. Back judge Derek Best puts a hanky on there, said the defender was just a little too handsy. OPI is going to be a 15-yard mark-off and an automatic first down for the Trojans.
You like the decision from the quarterback going through his reads, decides to go deep. And when you got a defender and he's getting a little too physical and his back is against the ball, that's an easy call for the referees.
Absolutely. It's ruled a holding penalty. That was before the ball got in the air, and that's the difference in high school. As once the ball is in the air, it becomes a pass interference. If it's prior to the ball being released, it's a holding penalty. It's a distance penalty. That 10-yard will pick up a first down for the Trojans, and it'll be 1st and 10 inside of the 40 at about the 40, make it the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10. Hey, if not by plays, then by flags. It's all good. The down box has been reset. 1st and 10. Twins left and right. Single back shotgun formation for the Trojans. Perry calls for the snap. Gets outside to the right side. He's got some room to run out there. A little blocking on the outside edge. May pick up minimal yards on the play. Maybe 1-2 yards on the play on a pickup. Quarterback scrambling there for his life there.
Right, Kimball, that front is really bringing that pressure, but the back end was holding it down as well for the Kimball defense. So nice to not take negative yards from the quarterback.
Yeah, 2nd down and 9 upcoming for the Trojans here in the first quarter here at Moses F. Miller Stadium, where the Kimball Knights lead 6-0 after taking back the opening kickoff to the house for 6. Trojans on their first offensive possession here, looking to answer. Twins left and right. There's the snap. Perry looks to his left, throws the ball, and it's overthrown. Had a receiver in the area. Number 11, Ramirez, couldn't get his mitts on it. 3rd down and 9, familiar territory for the Trojans. They've converted both 3rd down situations here, one by the run play or pass and another by penalty.
And you got to like the fact that they've been able to eat some time off of this clock as well after such an early score from Dallas Kimball.
Great observation. Yeah, keep this Kimball defense on the field as long as you can, as we're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Turner of the Douglas Trojans. We'll take a break with him when you're listening to the Red River Gridiron Classic, sponsored by SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Super Prep. We'll be back on the other side of this break.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Friday night. Light it up. Light it up. Lights up, game. Lights up, game time. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome back to Moses F. Miller Stadium on Friday night. Tonight's game sponsored by SSM Health. Let the orthopedic experts at SSM Health and Bone and Joint Hospital help you people get moving again. Call for an appointment today at 405-218-2530. That's 405-218-2530. Friday night football. The Trojans and the Knights here at Moses F. Miller Stadium. 3rd down and 9 for the Trojans. And there's movement. Who went first?
Looks like somebody on the front of Kimball.
Yeah, it's going to go in offense. We got the wide out on that side, and he's pointing backwards. So it looks like that's going to go against the home team. Ronnie Boyce, our referee.
And it is.
False start on the offense. And so now they're further behind the chains. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 14. Our keys to the game is not to get yourself in long-distance territory here behind the sticks. And the Trojans find themselves with double sticks now. And so we've got to dial up a play that's going to get us at least 15 yards.
We've seen it done before, but being able to sustain this drive, and now I believe this is one of the deepest third downs they've had to attempt.
Number 56 at center for the Trojans, Jonathan Jackson, Little Diggums, and that pass is off the hands of number 11, the intended receiver, Ramirez. That'll bring up 4th down for the Trojans. Decision-making time here for Coach Turner as the offense looks to be staying on the field. And we'll see where we go from here. And here they come now. Looks like the punt team is coming out. So 4th down and 14 for the Trojans, who are unable to convert or answer the score by the Knights. And they'll turn the ball back over to the Knights, possibly after this play.
Still like the decision to punt. You are in your own territory, and we know Coach Turner has no fear in going for it on 4th down. But now it's time to make Kimball earn it.
Ace Aguilar deep for the Knights, as well as Montreal Hackney. Another penalty, delay of game against the Trojans, and that's not a bad penalty to get you some more distance to be able to punt the ball. Corday Griffin, number 44, the punter for the Trojans. And the snap goes through his hands. That's not a good look there, and he fumbles the ball there. Still on the field, and it's recovered by the Trojans. However, it'll go over to the Knights. So a bit of bad luck here as the drive that looked so promising now ends up into a muffed snap and recovered, and the ball goes over on downs to the Knights inside the red zone at the 25-yard line. Be 1st and 10 for the Knights.
All right, big test there for the defense, but as a team, they just have to gather and regroup there. You had a false start there and then couldn't get the snap from the punter, so still room for redemption, but backs are definitely against the wall for the Trojan defense.
Talk about that 14-point margin, holding the Kimball Knights to 14 for the first half. We're looking to hold them to 14 in the first quarter within the first 3 minutes. And they look to strike across the middle. Pass is thrown, and it is complete. Inside of the 10-yard line, at the 9-yard line, it'll be 1st and goal as the Knights look to go fast here.
And that's 11 again for Kimball, who's had a lot of the offensive production, had the opening kickoff return, had inside leverage on the defensive back. Easy catch.
Quarterback looks to get to the outside. He's got room to run, turns and lowers his shoulder. It's going to be taken down inside the 5-yard line. Javarian Simpson, the quarterback. 2nd down and goal for the Knights. Quarterback spies the coaching staff, puts 2 backs in the backfield. Number 6 in the backfield, Damari Payne. Max protection. The quarterback hands it off, and the off-tackle run, and looks like he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights. 8:13 remaining in the first quarter of play. And the Knights put up another 6, make it 12-0 here in this opening quarter at Moses F. Miller Stadium.
It's a nice job for the quarterback, waiting for that to develop, read it, hand it off to the running back, and that was a tough run, punching that in the end zone for the 2nd Knight touchdown.
Yeah, one by special teams, one by the offense. The defense for the Knights now offense for the Knights stays on the field, looking to go for 2. Quarterback in shotgun formation. Damari Payne, the single back in the backfield, trips to the near side, and the quarterback looks to his left, scrambles back now right, and still retreating. He's got a bunch of Trojans on his heels. He throws the ball into the end zone, and that is intercepted, incomplete, as the defense holds there. A nice defensive stance there on the busted play as the quarterback had a lot of time to run around, and the defense bends, but they don't break on the extra point. Kimball, 12, Trojans, 0. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Red River Gridiron Classic, sponsored by SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Super Prep. We'll be back on the other side.
Friday night! Lights on! Crowds getting louder! quarters, one field, two teams, but only one of us came here to own the night. Helmets up, lock in, it's time. Welcome to Friday Night Football!
Welcome back to Douglas Stadium. Here, the Knights kick off to the Trojans, who lead the Trojans down 12-0 as the ball's taken up the middle, and a nice return out to the 40-yard line, and that's been the workhorse for the Trojans, number 11, and that's Ramirez. No, check that. No, Ramirez, the ball carrier, and the Trojans now on offense for the second time here at the 41-yard line, find themselves down 12. And they're looking to right the ship here as they come out. Quarterback Perry brings the Trojan offense onto the field.
Still holding the Knights under that 14-point threshold you talked about pregame. They took advantage of a 2-point conversion and got an interception.
That's the barometer for me. 14, hold them to 14. Let them get the first 12 and hold them from there as a smash mouth football up the middle for the Trojans. And the Knights are well ready for that. Big number 60 occupying a whole lot of space for the Knights in the person of Dwaylen Caston. You had some information on him earlier.
Right, one of the highly touted players on this team. He's already had some college attention, some college offers there. So he gets the big tackle, and he's making sure he puts all of that 315 pounds on the running back on that last play.
He brought all that from Texas with him, and he put it in on that play right there. Second down, 9. Again, up the middle for the Trojans. Still moving the pile. Nice gain there. Yards after contact. Yak. Trailer, the ball carrier for the Trojans.
Speaks to Trailer's toughness right there. Run the same play again. You got 4 or 5 Knights on your back, but still fighting to get some extra yardage.
There's Tractor and Trailer coming through there. Brings up about a 3rd down and 6, a manageable 3rd down, one of the shortest 3rd downs that the Trojans have had thus far. And I can imagine, you mentioned it on the last possession, Coach Turner's not ashamed or bashful about going for it on 4th down. Let's see what they do on this play. 3rd down upcoming. Quarterback Perry scrambles, looks deep, retreats, and he's got a whole bunch of problems there. He's going to lose yards back to the 30-yard line.
Right, 88 coming off that right edge. You really got pressure from both sides, so quarterback trying to stay in the pocket as long as he can, so he scrambles to get some extra space, but just too much speed from the Kimball defensive end.
Yeah, they were up to the task there. Had zone coverage on the back end, and they were able to load up the box and go. And the quarterback from Downset Hut was on his heels. So 4th down and a whole lot for the Trojans upcoming as the punter in punt formation. The last punt formation we saw for the Trojans didn't fare too well, as hopefully we got that some reps on there as the ball now is released and it's rolling and picked up again by number 11, who was the one that scampered back into the end zone on the opening kickoff, was able to advance the ball maybe another 10, 15 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for Kimball as he spotted out of bounds at the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Kimball on the other side. Stand by. There's discussion in the backfield by the officiating crew, and we'll see what that's about.
Yeah, officials threw that flag shortly after that snap on the punt.
So we've got a participation penalty maybe, or too many players on offense at the snap. That's simultaneous with the snap. Illegal participation. And that should have been a substitution infraction. Should have killed that as soon as they counted 12. And so that's the inference, or the we don't want to penalize you to 15 yards. We want to catch that early, make it an illegal substitution, shut the play down, mark off 5 yards, and go forward from there. And so we may have counted late there. And so it looks like that penalty is going to be declined by the Knights. It'll be, I don't know what we're doing. Chains are set. It's 1st and 10 Knights at the No, we're advancing the ball. 15 yards. So 15-yard penalty for illegal participation. And we will, it's offense. Okay.
Certainly making the Trojans pay, and this is, again, backs against the wall for the Trojan defense. Second possession for them in a row.
Yeah, looking over at my fellow colleague officials who were operating the clock, we were all scratching our head on that one. That should have been a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot at the snap and then replay the down. 2nd down and 5 upcoming for the Knights, who are now at the 25-yard line, looking to put up another 6 if possible, as the shadows are now starting to fall on the east stands where the Kimball Knights are sitting. And there's the quarterback again, hands off up the middle. He's still on his feet out to the outside edge. He's still scampering into the end zone. That's number 0 for the Kimball Knights. Stand by. There's laundry on the line, a flag. Demyrick Bradford scampers into the end zone. There's a penalty on the play. So as we gather the information here, the intel, looks like we're going to bring that back. It's going to be against the Knights. And we'll have a word here from equipment violation. Failure to wear prescribed equipment by the Knights. A 5-yard penalty. And repeat the down. So it'll go 2nd down and 10. 5-yard penalty. Somebody didn't have their mouthpiece in or didn't have their chin strap strapped or something they were supposed to wear they didn't wear. And so we brought that one back. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Knights.
Yeah, something I'm sure Coach Harrison is not happy about after such a successful run.
Anytime you take points off the board because somebody didn't do something, that's not good. 2nd down and 10. Quarterback looks deep. Man wide open. Pitch and catch. Strike up the band. Touchdown, Knights. Simpson to Thomas. A 30-yard touchdown connection. 5 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. And that's certainly the air raid offense that we talked about in the pregame. And we got to stretch the Trojan secondary as there was no one home in the secondary and put 6 more points up for the Knights.
Definitely did. Big receiver number 8 attacks the shorter defensive back's cushion, gets behind him, and it's nothing but green grass ahead.
And I'm sure in the scouting reports, that's what Coach Harrison wanted to do, was look at the defenders and see how his the defensive defenders would match up against his offensive powerhouses here as they're going for 2 again, up the middle, 0, and put 2 more on the board. And so with 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Trojans are behind 20-0 as the Kimball Knights have hung 20 on the Trojans here in this first quarter. You're listening to the Red River Gridiron Classic, sponsored by SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Super Prep. We'll take a quick break, come back on the other side.
Stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Oh, turn those lights up. Oh, it's game time. Oh, it's game time. Please hit the turf, hear the whole crowd roll. We've been putting in work, now we're ready for more. From the first yard line to the end zone lights, everything we work for comes alive tonight. Offense ready, defense set. 4 quarters, we ain't finished yet.
Welcome back, fans, to the Moses F. Miller Stadium here on the campus of Douglas High School, Oklahoma City, on the east side, as the Douglas Trojans are now looking to recover an onside kick, and there's a scramble out there, and I believe the Trojans were able to fall on it successfully as the Knights tried to catch them off guard and onside kick it, but the Trojans were up to the task. And so their best field position of the night now at the 50-yard line. The Trojans find themselves in a hole now, down 20-0. 5 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Let's see what Coach Turner can dial up here as his Trojans have been punched in the mouth by the Knights.
All right, the Knights are attacking them in every phase, offense, defense, and special teams. It was a squib kick on the last kick. They were able to take that back for a few yards, but even on the slight onside, that's a good job by the hands team.
Yeah, staying at home, staying in your assignment, knowing don't release the balls over your head. All that stuff you talk about, it has more meaning when you put the pads on and turn the lights on. 1st and 10, Trojans, the 50-yard line. Perry, the quarterback, looks to his left, throws out. He's got a man open, he drops the ball. Sure-handed receiver there, number 44, out of the backfield for the Trojans, and just not able to corral that ball there. Gabriel Sandoval. Now, Corday Griffin. My apologies to the Griffin family. 2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Trojans as they look to get something going here on offense.
All right, and Douglas, they've been sticking with that Twins formation. They like what they saw, and that was a good route by the receiver, but he felt the pressure of the defense and just couldn't reel that one in.
It's a whole lot different than in practice. There's blitz coming wide open across the field, nice crossing route, and the receiver's just not able to hold on to it. Pass intended for number 13, Ladarian Kennedy, as Perry hung in the pocket to get that ball out there on a slant route, just not able to make connections with the receiver.
Right, he had 2 defenders on his back, but like you said, he ran a nice route, good connection from the quarterback, just couldn't reel that in, and the Trojans have lived on 3rd down, and that's almost where we're finding all the success.
Yeah, 3rd down and 10 again for the Trojans here, who looking now, a little pressure coming across, and that pass intended for number 11, Ramirez. And there's no one home at the Ramirez location residence as Perry's pass is incomplete. So here again, the punt team comes out for the Trojans, who have not been able to move the ball or failed to move the ball here on this possession. You've got to get your defense some rest. Got to get some offensive rhythm going here, and so we're looking for ways to do that. Just a little off here and a little off there, and so when we're being a little off here and a little off here on for the Trojans, the Knights are hitting on all 8 cylinders right now. And there's a snap over the punter's head, but there's a flag on the play. Looking to get the information from referee Ronnie Boyce, as he and umpire Greg Martin are having a face-to-face conversation. Snap infraction, looks like. A 5-yard penalty against the Trojans. And so the penalty yards now, once in the favor of the Trojans, are becoming their nemesis right now.
Definitely starting to stack up, and what could have been a good offensive possession just turned into a few mishaps from the Trojan offense. Some catchable passages weren't made, so it's a tall task for the senior quarterback dealing with some younger receivers out there as Ramirez.
Absolutely. And so he's got to calm himself down, first off, and get that confidence back as the punter is able to corral this punt. It's a high punt. It sails over the receiver's head, and he retreats inside the 20, and a nice open field tackle there by the Trojans, number 13, who is doing it all, Ladarian Kennedy on special teams. And so we talked about making them go the long distance. Here's that opportunity, one of the worst field possessions they've had. The Knights find themselves now here inside the 20-yard line at the 15-yard line. This is an opportunity for the Trojans now to pin their ears back. Don't let anybody get behind you. Keep the ball in front of you and make tackles here as this defense finds himself with a tall task here again with 4:44 remaining in the first quarter of play.
Right, and the defense is not coming out on their heels as Kimball's had great field position on every offensive possession until now.
We'll see if that matters. 1st and 10. The Knights looks to the left, throws left on a crossing route, comeback route. Number 9 has the ball in his hand. A 5-yard pass. He's still on his feet out to the 50-yard line and still run out of bounds there at the 50. So a nice pickup from the 15 to the 50. Just exactly what the Trojans didn't want to happen. The Knights were able to convert. A short pass, a lot of yards after the catch.
Right, and the Trojan that just made the tackle there on that punt, number 13, they went right at him, and he just really lost his leverage on the outside.
Yeah, that's one of the problems when you have players that go both ways a lot. When do you get a break here? So 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 49-yard line Quarterback looks again, double patch the ball, throws it to the outside. A nice open field tackle this time by the Trojans. Number 19 for the Trojans, able to corral the catcher, Devontae McPherson.
All right, and Kimball starting to test this young defensive back group for the Trojans, but that was a nice job there making an open field tackle.
Pick up we'll call it 5 yards, second down and 5 upcoming for the Knights. 3 minutes, 54 seconds. There's the snap. Quarterback flips the ball over. Boom, throws it out. He's got hit, too. Oh, he was decleated. Number 22, Anthony Street of the Trojans came in on a blitz, and, man, he decleated the quarterback. That pass, incomplete. Third down, we'll call it 5.
All right, nice delayed blitz there from Anthony Street. The Trojans sent 5, and that's the most pressure Kimball's really felt, and he laid a good lick on the Kimball quarterback.
That hurt me up here. Whew, I winced. Whew. Third down upcoming. Some life there on the defensive side of the ball for the Trojans. Slow that thing down just a little bit as the Knights regroup. Twins to the near side. Single receiver far side. Slot back, single back. Max protection. Boom. Quarterback looks again. He goes out to the outside. There's a man wide open, and he's out of bounds. And so the boundaries are in play. So the Trojans hold. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Trojan defense looking to get off the field.
Right, the Kimball offense still on the field, thinking Coach Harris might attempt to go for it on this fourth down. He's went for a couple 2-point conversions, so he has no fear in attacking this team.
Yeah, I was hoping he would take him off the field. Fourth down upcoming for the Knights. Call it fourth down and a long 5. A short 6. Twins to the near side. There's the snap. Quarterback back. Flips the ball over. Rolls to his right. He's under pressure. There's a flag on the play. Quarterback scampers out near the 40-yard line. Close to a first down. And now it's going to be marked short. There is a couple of flags on the field. That could go the Trojans' way. If it's against the Knights, the Trojans could decline that and take possession, ownership of the football.
Right, and you would think that would be a hold there. That hit on the quarterback a couple plays ago has especially sped him up as he passes receiver out of bounds, and as he's getting out of the pocket there, he's just really feeling the pressure of the Trojan defense.
That's a holding penalty against the Knights, and the Trojans have held on defense. They declined the penalty and will take over the ball. So after giving the ball up, punting it down to the 15, and they get the ball back now here 2 yards or 3 yards past where they had it earlier. And so we'll see what happens, what becomes of this, as that field position that the Knights had that at the 15-yard line didn't hold up for them. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Hopefully the defense can breathe some life into the offense with 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play here on the inaugural Red River Gridiron Classic, featuring the Douglas Trojans of Oklahoma City and the Dallas Kimball Knights of Dallas, Texas. Perry hands the ball off on the inside, and there's a flag on the play and shut everything down, as there's a flag against the Trojans for motion, I believe. False start is the call against the Trojans. And so certainly Coach Turner's not going to be happy about losing 5 after you had some momentum going there.
Absolutely, and that was one of your keys to the game is penalties and things that you can control. So after you have such a good defensive possession, that's not the way you want to start this offensive possession trying to respond.
My mantra in life, no matter how bad you mess up, you can always recover. So 1st down and 15 upcoming for the Trojans inside the 40, about the 38-yard line. Perry in the backfield. Twins to the far side. Single receiver near side. Perry looks to his left, throws the ball out, and it is caught by the Trojans. Number 17 put 2 mitts on it. Landry Williams on the reception. A nice snag midair. A nice pickup. Pickup of about 10 on the play to be 2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Trojans.
And that was good protection there from the Trojan offensive line, buying just enough time for him to get the pass off, and then just a great contested catch, finding space in the middle of the field.
Defender gambled just a little bit, and he high-pointed the ball and was able to take it out of the air and get 10 yards out of it. Perry again, quick out. Number 44, the big man. He's stumbling, rumbling, and bumbling. And he's going to pick up positive yards, about 3 yards on the play. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 1. The Trojans are moving. 3rd down and 1.
3rd and very manageable. It's nice to see 44 reel that pass in. And this is going to create some good momentum. That's good continuity here on this drive for the quarterback just to see completions go through.
Absolutely. It's kind of like my golf game. I'll just leave that right there. 3rd down and 1. Trojans, bunch formation, looking to go up the middle. Boom, first man through the hole. Number 12, move the chains, man. 1st down, Trojans. There it is, the official signal from Ronnie Boyce, the referee. So the Trojans, after backing up 5, pick up 16, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
And we're finally starting to see that balance in this Trojan offense. Air it out a little bit. We've already seen what Traylor can do at running back. So with a call on 3rd and 1, that was a very easy call.
Absolutely, keeping them off guard, if you will. You know, run, play action, boom, over the top. All those different schemes and schematics, making those happen from the same formation, giving them different looks. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 46-yard line, going in, positive yards for them. Twins left and right. Single back, boom, there's offensive comes off over the side. So tide is turning a little bit here. Maybe. The Trojans have spotted them 20. And you want to be you want them to come back. You want to be very hospitable. I mean, people come to your house, you want to treat them real kindly. Maybe not this kindly, but nonetheless. So 1st and 5. The playbook now is wide open. Short yard to go, gain here, and I'm looking to stretch the field, and I think Coach Perry's looking, pass incomplete. Coach Turner was looking to do the same thing. So quick out on 1st and 5, brings up 2nd down and 5.
Still running short routes there, still trying to get what you can and in chunks of plays getting down the field, but it's only a matter of time before this Trojan offense is really going to start testing this Kimball secondary.
Got to stretch the field, send one deep, one under. But you got to have max protection there as well. So the Hogs up front, the center, number 56, Jonathan Jackson. Little Diggums. Dad is Big Diggums. 2nd and 5. And the receiver here on the outside, son, all you got to do is watch the ball. And those are the penalties that kill you. The wideouts going too soon. False start against the Trojans. That'll back them up 5. So now 2nd and 10.
All right, got an advantage there from that offsides call by Kimball, but get it marked right back and just got to stay locked in for the Trojans.
Mental discipline. So 2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Trojans after the miscue. Looking to get things turned around. Trailing now 20-0 here at home. The visitors, Kimball Knights out of Dallas, DISD. Number 4, the wide out. Boom. That's some holding right there, looks like. Yep, we got it. And the wide out comes around, and he gets hit there. Number 4, the ball carrier for the Trojans. On a nice carry, Amari Alexander. That's going to come back, though. Holding on the play, a couple of flags marked down there as the guard, or the tackle, I should say, had his man wrapped up like a Christmas present.
Got a little excited there. You had a couple Trojans with some pulling blocks there, which actually did create some space for the runner. Just a little too hands-on.
Got him all outside and wouldn't let him go. That's going to back him up 10 from the spot. And it'll be 2nd down and 20. So the Trojans, after having some positive yards and positive gains now, had a couple plays that have taken them back via the flag. Got to manage that. It's early on, and certainly you want to get that under control. Here, all still in the first quarter, 1 minute, 27 seconds remaining on a Friday night. East side Oklahoma City, where I-35 has come together from north and south. The Dallas Kimball Knights out of Dallas, Texas, and the Oklahoma City Douglas Trojans, as the timeout has been taken by Coach Turner. Didn't like what he saw out there. Going to regroup. We'll take a timeout with them. You're listening to the Gridiron Classic, Red River Style, sponsored by SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Super Prep. We'll be back on the other side.
And the whole town's out, heart beating faster, adrenaline high, when those stadium lights come on. It's time! Friday night lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. From the sideline to the field, from the kickoff to the final whistle, give everything you got tonight. This is our Friday night. Fourth down, pressure on, everybody watching. Clock running down, but the squad ain't stopping. 10 yards, 5 yards, move those chains. Hit that gap, now we're changing the game. Friday night lights and the stands packed tight. Bang going crazy on the other side. Coach said focus, everybody locked in. Whistle blows, let the game begin. No shortcuts, we put the work in. No backing down, we came to win. One team, one goal. When that ball goes up, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
Throws a pass. Pass is incomplete. And throw it into triple coverage there. Intended receiver number 13 for the Trojans. Kennedy. Ladarian Kennedy. Fourth down upcoming. To this point, not the runner wanted for his Trojans. The offensive output hadn't been there for them. And to recap the first quarter of play, the Trojans kicked the ball off to the Knights, picked it up and scampered 70 yards for the opening kickoff for the opening score here in the first quarter. 40 seconds remaining there. That should be a penalty as a player is going off the field. And I don't know that we had that. Yep, we got it. So the punt taken at the 20-yard line, brought out to about the 28-yard line. There's a flag on the field, and I believe we've got illegal participation against the Knights.
There's a flag on the field.
Illegal participation against the Knights. And so we had that earlier. And so we're going to mark off, I believe, 15 yards. "30 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. On a night now that finds the field completely engulfed in shade. If I were at home, this is the time I would find myself in my backyard.
Best time of the day.
Frankie Beverly said that. There's a time of the day when the sun is going down. That's the golden time of day. We find ourselves in the golden time of day here on a Friday night here at Moses F. Miller Stadium. So after the mark-off, it's 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for the Knights.
It's the deepest we've seen Kimball in their own territory.
Another possession that starts deep here. Simpson, the quarterback, hands the ball off to the running back, number 0, Demyrick Bradford. A pickup of about 4 yards on the play. Long 3, short 4. Call it 2nd down 6. upcoming for the Knights, as that's the end of the first quarter of play here on this Friday night on the inaugural Red River Gridiron Classic, where the Knights of Dallas, Kimball, lead the Trojans of Oklahoma City Douglas 20-0. Tonight's game is sponsored by SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Super Prep. We'll take a quick break, come back on the other side with second quarter action, where the Knights lead. We'll be back on the other side.
Hey sports fans, get ready to step into the world of championships with Super Prep Live, hosted by Miles Perry, only on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 FM. Dive deep into the lives of high school and college athletes with exclusive interviews and insight that reveals what makes them great. Follow Super Prep across all social networks to never miss a moment. It's Super Prep Live with Miles Perry. Tune in, get inspired, and stay connected. Visit OKCSportsRadio.com.
Friday night! Lights on! Crowds getting louder! Four quarters, one field, two teams, but only one of us came here to own the night. Helmets up, lock in, it's time. Welcome to Friday Night Football! Yeah! Here we go!
Welcome back to second quarter action. Second down and 5 for the Kimball Knights. A little quick swing pass out. Number 11 gets himself in space, and he's still outside the 45-yard line. So a little pitch and catch, a 3-yard pass turns into a bunch, and that was the keys to the game. On a 5-yard pass, the Trojans must tackle for 5 yards. Don't let them get outside, as the speedster turns it on and gets out to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10.
All right, definitely use that speed to his benefit, picking up that first down.
Just a little quick out pass, extension of the run game, if you will. And we talked about it in the pregame as Coach Harrison, being a air raid offense kind of guy, goes to the run game here. Number 0, the ball carrier, Demaric Bradford. And so the thunder and lightning, if you will, the effect, catch them, get them on the heels, and then run at them. So another pickup, monstrous pickup there. 1st and 10 for the Knights, 41-yard line going in. No huddle being employed by both teams, not for pace. Quick out to the outside again, to the outside edge rusher, receiver, and a nice tackle there in the open field by the Trojans. Number 18, he was ready and dressed for the test for the Trojans, Micah Reeves. And so he read the scouting report. They're going to throw quick, get him on the ground. He did that time. Second down and 5. Twins to the far side. Single back. Quarterback calls for the snap, hands the ball off. Boom, the receiver, the runner. Off the left side. He's got good blocking there. Gets to the edge. Still on his feet. To the outside. To the 5-10. And touchdown, Knights. Yeah, I did that backwards, dude. I went from the 5 to the 10. I heard Bob Berry do that once. His career was short-lived after that. So a nice run there for the Knights to the outside edge. They just out-schemed them to the outside into the end zone for another 6.
It's good vision by the running back, too, as well. The quarterback does a nice job holding it, letting some of those blocks develop, but the running back did the rest. Good vision, getting outside, and gets in the end zone virtually untouched.
He was picking them up and putting them down. Reminds me of myself sometimes, early in the morning. We'll just leave that right there. The Knights are lined up for 2, 5 seconds on the play clock. Quarterback calls for the snap. Boom, there it is. Rolls to the right side, looking for a receiver, throws it into the end zone, incomplete. 26-0. So the Trojans have held on the 2-point conversions. It's just the stuff in between those conversions that are causing them some trouble.
Right, and from a Kimball aspect, you got an extra blocker on the line, so you're buying yourself some time, but the Trojans don't take kindly to that 2-point conversion, and they definitely dial it up.
And so with a team as fast as the Knights, when you get them compressed into a short field, the Trojans are faring better there. When they've got this open field stuff, they're using their speed to outflank the Trojans, and it's showing now. So now it's gut check time for the Trojans. You've given up 26 on your opening night at home, a team that comes in from Texas looking for bragging rights. They came up yesterday, hung out a little while, and now they're ready for game time. They brought the fans up. And so here we are, 26-0, favor of the Dallas Kimball Knights. So if you're Coach Turner, what are you saying to your team? What are you saying to your coaches? What are you doing to right the ship?
I mean, guys, just hold on. We've made good decisions and good plays, but we've also shot ourselves in the foot too. It's really all in our control.
The kick goes out of bounds, so the free kick out of bounds as the flag comes in late. And so the options here for the Trojans, either make it kick it over, mark it off 35 yards past the point of the kick, or where it went out of bounds. I'm taking it where it went out of bounds.
And thinking ahead for this Trojan offense, they've made some good plays. You like the formations and the different things they're doing, but if they can pick up the tempo in any way at all, that would definitely do a great job for their offense. But you got to find a way to slow down those penalties, and that's really key in doing that.
Absolutely. Penalties have gone for and against the Trojans, more so against than for. So 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 50-yard line. Single receiver to both sides of the field. Slot back, single back, quarterback in the shotgun formation. Hands the ball off to the back, number 4, and he's met immediately in the backfield. No gain on the play. As a matter of fact, there's going to be a loss on the play as big number 72 for the Knights shot the gap and put mitts on the ball carrier. Number 72, Juwan Williams. The ball carrier for the Trojans, number 4, Amari Alexander. A loss of 5 on the play.
And that's a rather large front 4 for Dallas Kimball. Basically goes unblocked.
They are big. If I were out there, I would want them on my side.
No doubt about it.
Quarterback swings it out. Perry gets into the open field. Number 4, nice open field tackle there, and he's going to lose more yards on the play. The swing pass going the wrong way for the Trojans. Alexander, the recipient of the pass, on the tackle for the Knights, Sean Robinson, 6 foot, 200-pound senior linebacker, defensive end type guy. He was up to the task. 3rd down, call it 18 for the Trojans. Flat passes are not working.
Not at all, and you're going to have to open it back up and just trust your receivers like you have been and trust that they'll bring some of those in when they test this Kimball secondary.
Twins to the far side of the field. There's a stoppage of play. Delay on the Trojans. So back them up 5 more yards. 3rd down, call it 23. Twins, far side. Perry readjusts his back in the backfield for protection. Throws the ball out in the flat. Overthrows his receiver, number 13 in the area for the Trojans.
Tough there on 3rd down. Still trying to stick to that same philosophy of trying to get chunk plays, but now it's just going to be a long punt, and it's back to the defense to try to hold strong and keep Kimball out of that end zone.
Yeah, that was his own coverage there. Just keep him in front of you there. There's no rush per se. The receiver's got to get to a spot in that zone and sit down and wait for the pass. Help his quarterback out there. So 4th down and 23, upcoming for the Trojans. Here's the punt. And it goes out of bounds quickly.
And Douglas has had a couple of good punts, but that one just doesn't go their way, and sure Kimball will get back to work on offense, still doing the things that they're doing up 26-0.
Yeah, you know, as we watch, we're like, well, so what have these guys been doing in practice? Well, when you got a limited roster, you got heat, acclimatization, you got all those issues. You don't want to get anybody hurt. You're looking. You got this game circled, so you've been going practice speed. You haven't been going game speed. Yeah, you've had some scrimmages along the way. You've held back on some things, but this is lights, camera, action right here. And this team on the other side of you has gone through the same things that you've gone through. And so you're just looking to tee off. Timing issues are hurting the Trojans right now. They're just not quite on 2 and 4 right now. As the runner comes out of the backfield, still on his feet, number 6, little scat back from the Knights, Damari Payne, 5'9", 180-pound senior running back, turns the corner for a nice pickup on the play. A gain of, well, that's, as the officials are discussing, there appears to be a flag on the field. I don't know. We're waiting for Ronnie Boyce, the referee, indicates holding, and so that's a spot foul, and they'll mark off 10, so they could still get a first down out of this as we're waiting. So near where the run ended, there's where the hold was, so that'll back them up 10 yards from that spot, and that's still good for a 1st and 10. So set the sticks at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Kimball Knights, Dallas Kimball Knights. This almost sounds medieval, doesn't it? The Knights and the Trojans.
Thought the same thing.
In the inaugural I-35 Red River Gridiron Classic, as the Knights find themselves up 26-0 here on the home field of the Douglas Trojans. 8 minutes and 39 seconds remaining before halftime. Coach Turner of the Trojans figuring some things out.
Right.
Coach Harrison, go ahead.
With the defense being off balance, you really just want to fly around. I mean, the front fours is really doing a good job holding firm, but for those linebackers, you know, when you see run, it's definitely got to fly to the sideline, and that's really where they've gained a lot of their advantages on offense.
Yeah, you got to go through your mechanics. Sit, read, react. As the linebacker. There's a sit, there's a read, boom, ball out in the flats and incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 upcoming. As I watched the linebacking crew that time, they went through their progressions, you know, sit, read, and react. And this Dallas Kimball offense is moving pretty swiftly. And so we've got to ramp that reading and reacting up a little faster.
Right, match that intensity, just like Coach Harrison talked about. High up-tempo team. We've seen that thus far in the first quarter and about halfway through the second.
Trips bunch formation to the near side. Single receiver far side. And there's the run play. Here's a little scat back up the middle, still on his feet. Number 6, he's still to the 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Knights.
All right, just not very gap sound there from the Douglas Trojans, and Kimball certainly takes advantage of that.
Yeah, 55-yard run play into the end zone for the Knights. Virtually untouched as he found a hole and found another hole and saw the end zone and took the ball to the line and crossed it. Touchdown, Knights. 8 minutes, 26 seconds remaining. So the Knights now bring in their place kicker, number 28, Emilio Martinez. He's 0 for 1 on the night. And after that first miss, he hasn't been back out. So now building some confidence for the kicking game. There's a snap. The ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is no good. So with 8:26 remaining before halftime, put another 6 up for the Knights. It's 32-0 in favor of the Dallas Kimball Knights here over the Douglas Trojans. We'll take a break, come back on the other side. You're listening to the Red River Gridiron Classic, sponsored by SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Super Prep. We'll be back on the other side.
Stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Turn those lights up. It's game time. world, we've been putting in work, now we're ready for more. From the first yard line to the end zone lights, everything we work for comes alive tonight. Offense ready, defense set, 4 quarters, we ain't finished yet. Every yard, every down, when we hit that field, make it loud. Can you hear those drums? Can you feel that ground? Friday night and the whole town's out. Heart beating faster, adrenaline high. When those stadium lights come on.
Hey, welcome back on a Friday night. PPBC TV, the Douglas Trojans and the Dallas Kimball Knights on the inaugural Red River Gridiron Classic as the ball is taken and muffed inside of the 5-yard line. The runner is still on his feet out across the 10 on a miscue that garnered some positive yards. So the Trojans find themselves in a 32-point hole here at home with 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining before halftime. And certainly this is not how Coach Turner drew this one up. And we in the broadcast field thought this was going to be a much closer game. I even predicted this to go either way, 3 points. And right now the Knights are imposing their will. They showed them exactly what they drove up here for.
Exactly. And most of the damage has been done, of course, on offense and defense. But special teams is really one thing that you really want to focus on because that mishap right there is just miscommunication. Now you're deep in your own territory.
Bunch trips to the right. Oh, wide open outside. The receiver catches the ball and goes to the ground immediately out to the 30-yard line, the 31-yard line. A nice connection there from Perry to the receiver, and that person being in the form of number 17, Landry Williams. If he could have caught that one in stride, he could still be running, man.
Right, but, things to work on. You love to see the progression they've made in this Twins formation. You finally test that Kimball secondary, and now they got something to worry about.
A nice route tree. The Trojans come back to it again. Bunch formation trips to the near side. Tight end far side of the field for max protection. The run play, boom, caught him off guard there, sneaking a little bit. Ball carrier is still on his feet, circling around, and he's finally going to be corralled. He's going to lose a couple yards on there. They're giving forward progress up to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And the Kimball defensive end, he came off free, but sometimes you got so much space and opportunity, you just get ahead of yourself. So slipped a couple defenders, but still able to make the play.
Injured Trojan on the field, Ladarian Kennedy. Looks like he's suffering from a leg cramp. And we talked about conditioning early on in the pregame, how this conditioning was going, how they were prepared for this, and that conditioning aspect of the game. It's been hot in Oklahoma City. We've had some record-breaking heat. We've seen temperatures upward of 108-degree records. I've gotten in my car, and it said, go back in the house. It's been so hot. 113 in some spots here. Just unbearable heat. And here today, we eclipsed 100 degrees right now, but we've fallen under that now. But certainly it's still warm outside. It's humid. The teams now are that conditioning, that early 2-a-days and all that stuff they've been doing. We're going to see how that pays off. And so he's off the field, and the Trojans are back out. We're going trips to the far side, bunch trips to the far side. So we flipped it. And we'll see now if we can have some success here. Protection for Perry. It starts at the line. Boom, pulls the guard and goes off tackle. Misdirection play. Didn't trick the Kimball Knights as they were dressed for the test. Pickup of about, call it 2 yards. So 3rd down and 8.
All right, and that's Kimball defense just picking up on some of those tendencies there. Found a little space there from Traylor, but just gap's not big enough, and Kimball really closed in on there.
Yeah, just gap discipline there for the defense. Get in there and occupy. They've got some horses, if you will, up front. The Kimball Knights, number 72, I'm looking at him. And, man, he's taking up the whole screen. Juwan Williams, senior defensive lineman, 6'4", 280.
Yeah, big and fast.
Yeah, Perry scrambling for his life there. Makes a seam right there and loses yards on the play. Right-hand quarterback rolling to the left. That's a little difficult. You got to get your feet set. You got to get all your momentum and everything working just right. and the defense was there to corral him in. It'll be 4th down and 9. Punt team onto the field for the Trojans. The punter, number 44 for the Trojans. Cordray Griffin. The punt is off and away. Hits the ground and takes a Trojan roll. 7, retreats, spins out of 1 tackle, spins out of a 2nd tackle, still on his feet, up to about the 35-yard line. Pick up of about 5 after all the spins, and he had everybody in a spin cycle out there. He went spinning.
Friday night. Stadium night football. Let's go. Friday night. Lights on. Crowds getting louder. Four quarters. One field. 2 teams. But only one of us came here to own the night. Helmets up. Lock in. It's time. Welcome to Friday Night Football. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, kick it off. Friday night lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Whoa. Turn those lights up. Whoa. It's game time. Whoa. It's game time. Please hit the turf, hear the whole crowd roar. We've been putting in work, now we're ready for more. From the first yard line to the end zone lights, everything we work for comes alive tonight. Offense ready, defense set. 4 quarters, we ain't finished yet. Every yard, every down, when we hit that field, make it loud. Can you hear those drums? Can you feel that ground? Friday night and the whole town's out. Heart beating faster, adrenaline high. When those stadium lights come on, it's time. Friday night lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. From the sideline to the field, from the kickoff to the final whistle, give everything you got tonight. This is our Friday night. 4th down, pressure on, everybody watching. Clock running down, but the squad ain't stopping. 10 yards, 5 yards, move those chains. Hit that gap, now we're changing the game. Friday night lights in the stands packed tight. Bang going crazy. Light it up. Light it up. Lights up, game. Lights up, game time. Let's go. Let's go. March to Friday night. Under these lights, with our people in the stands, we play for our teammates, standing hand in hand every early morning. Every practice in the heat led to this moment, right here, right now, under our feet. So when the whistle blows, give everything you've got. Friday night. Stadium Lights football. Let's go. Friday night. Lights on. Crowds getting louder. Four quarters. One field. Two teams, but only one of us came here to own the night. Helmets up, lock in, it's time. Welcome to Friday Night Football. When we step outside, helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Oh, turn those lights up. Oh, it's game time. Oh, it's game time. Please hit the turf, hear the whole crowd roar. We've been putting in work, now we're ready for more. From the first yard line to the end zone lights, everything we work for comes alive tonight. Offense ready, defense set. Four quarters, we ain't finished yet. Every yard, every down, when we hit that field, make it loud. Can you hear those drums? Can you feel that ground? Friday night and the whole town's out. Heart beating faster, adrenaline high. When those stadium lights come on, it's time. Friday night, lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. From the people in the stands. We played for our teammates, standing hand in hand every early morning. Every practice in the heat led to this moment. Right here, right now, under our feet. So when that whistle blows, give everything you've got. Helmets up, lock it in, lock it in. Stand your ground, make it loud, Friday night, football, Friday night, football. This is our field, this is our night. Now let's play football. Friday night, lights up, game time. Turn up, feel that bass hit underneath those stadium lights. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Offense, defense, everybody represent. 4 quarters, 1 night. Even all of them are lights. Friday night, Friday night. Friday night. Stadium lights, football. Let's go. Friday night. Lights on. Crowds getting louder. Four quarters. 1 field. 2 teams. But only one of us came here to own the night. Helmets up. Lock in. It's time. Welcome to Friday Night Football. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, kick it off. Friday night, lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Whoa. Turn those lights up. Whoa. It's game time. Whoa. It's game time. Please hit the turf, hit the whole crowd roll. We've been putting in work, now we're ready for more. From the first yard line to the end zone lights, everything we work for comes alive tonight. Offense ready, defense set. 4 quarters, we ain't finished yet. Every yard, every down, when we hit that field, make it loud. Can you hear those drums? Can you feel that ground? Friday night and the whole town's out. Heart beating faster, adrenaline high. When those stadium lights come on, it's time. Friday night, lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. people in the stands. We played for our teammates, standing hand in hand every early morning. Every practice in the heat led to this moment. Right here, right now, under our feet. So when that whistle blows, give everything you've got. Helmets up, lock it in, stand your ground, make it loud, Friday night, football, Friday night, football, this is our field, this is our night, now let's play football, Friday night, lights up, turn up, feel that bass hit underneath those stadium lights, helmets on, let's ride, this is our Friday night, offense, defense, everybody represent, 4 quarters, one night, leave it all under the lights, Friday night, Friday night. Friday night. Stadium lights, football. Let's go. Friday night. Lights on. Crowds getting louder. Four quarters. One field. 2 teams. But only one of us came here to own the night. Helmets up. Lock in. It's time. Welcome to Friday Night Football. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, kick it off. Friday night, lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Turn those lights up. It's game time. It's game time. Please hit the turf, hear the whole crowd roar.
And good evening again here from Moses F. Miller Stadium here at halftime. The Dallas Kimball Knights lead the Douglas Trojans substantially by 46-0. When we left, we had a power outage and certainly got things restored here. We're at halftime now. The Douglas High School band is performing. The Dallas Kimball band performed before them, and so it's the battle of the bands on the I-35 version right now. Hey, I want to bring you up to speed of what's going on here, recap the first half, and give you some scores from around the metropolitan area here. Things haven't gone so well for the Trojans, having given up 6 points on the opening kick, and the Dallas Kimball Knights have not looked back since then. And they've kept their foot proverbially on the gas, and they lead 46-0 here over the Trojans on this opening Friday night, Red River style. As we look around the metropolitan area, we've peeked in on another game on our network, PPBC TV, and we look up just north here on Martin Luther King Drive, where the Millwood Falcons are falling to the Marlow Elks. And we look further northwest, and we see the Putnam City Pirates are trailing the Yukon Millers. Looking over across the turnpike, substantially the Bixby Spartans and the Owasso Rams all knotted up on a Friday night here at 0 week. And so these teams are taking the opportunity to jump out and see what's going on additional scores here now that from Millwood, Carl Albert, Newcastle. Carl Albert leads Newcastle 20-7 in the third quarter. So 0 week football, some rivalry games, some good games to get in. As we know, the first 3 weeks are non-district games as teams get ready for district play. I want to bring our attention back here to Moses F. Miller Stadium. Jamie, I want to bring you in here and just give us your thoughts of what you saw here in the first half, what the Trojans did right, what the Kimball Knights did right, and where do we go from here?
Well, it's hard to point out a lot of things that the Kimball Knights didn't do right. They've only had a few penalties called against them. One of them was for equipment. They had one offside. So other than that, they've played disciplined football so far. Jahari Thomas, he has 2 receiving touchdowns. Damari Payne has 2 rushing touchdowns. And Demerick Bradford has 2 rushing touchdowns for himself and a 2-point conversion. Javarian Simpson, the quarterback, he's been very productive as well. And defensively, they just played sound. They're big up front. They're fast all around in the secondary, so they're really taking care of business. But for Douglas, we've seen flashes of good plays and things they can do well. We just haven't seen it consistent enough for them to actually put some points on the board. But they've had a couple successful stops, so definitely some things to grow on. And they should go into the second half with confidence, but just take it one play at a time.
Great observation. You summed it up as what I've seen. It's been a lot of Knights and very little of the Trojans. Trojans, again, as you said, have had some success, and then they proverbially have a miscue on offense or a penalty or something that sits them back. Just haven't been able to get everything, all the ingredients mixed up to bake the cake, if you will. But if I know anything about Coach Turner, they went in and coached them up, and now, I mean, if I'm the coach and I come out and I see 46-0, I'm not worried about this game. I'm not worried about everything that happened in the first half. Let's clean up, kind of like the old Williams brothers song. I'm gonna clean up what I messed up. And so if we can just have some success here in the second half, let's put a couple plays together on offense. The Trojans will receive the ball to start off here. Let's get a first down. We don't have to get a touchdown right now. Let's just have some success. Let's keep stacking good play up again, and we'll find ourselves in the end zone eventually. And so that's the momentum. That's got to be the mindset because you're not going to come back from 46-0 now. And as this team, the Kimball Knights now have put this up, and they can just now coast on to a victory, if you will. But again, it's about having success, seeing some success on offense, in your kicking game, on defense, in your play selection, having your quarterbacks connect with the receivers. Because again, this is 0 week. We've still got 9 more weeks of football to be played. The fortunate thing about a 0 week is that you get to play a week before the season starts, and somewhere along the way you get to take a break, a night off. And so the Trojans are not having the success they had on last year. They went 3-0 in the non-district games, and tonight just doesn't appear to be their night. They've stepped up in weight class. This team from Dallas has played playoff style football, and Coach Harrison has this team clicking where they need to be. They know that this is not the victory. This is not the goal for their season to win their non-conference game. It's to advance in the playoffs. Same thing for Douglas. It's not about what you do here necessarily in this preseason, this non-conference type environment. It's what gets yourself ready for the next steps. How do you look to this half versus the first half? And so having that success, that rhythm, that balance, that quickness, that speed to convert plays is going to be uber important for Coach Turner to have his quarterback have some success, have his running backs have some success. Yes, there are some senior leaders on this team. There are some senior upperclassmen. There are some upperclassmen on this team. But those upperclassmen now have to reach down to those underclassmen and have them believing, hey, this is not all lost. Don't worry about what the score is right now. Let's just have success the next time we touch the football. And it sounds easy to do, but you got to go out there and execute it. You got to believe. You got to have that faith you can do it.
Right. It's a different thing to say it, but completely different to actually do it. I feel like part of the mindset, like you said, is to come take it one play at a time. But that has to be the mindset going into this matchup because Dallas Kimball is a good team. They make the playoffs, 8-3 seasons, 7-4. So they definitely know what to do. They've led their district many times. They play in the same district as Dallas Carter, just to put it in perspective.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
they're playing some good ball. But for Douglas, just take it one play at a time. Like you mentioned, the quarterback, just continue to dink and dime down the field, find success in completions. That'll also give your receivers confidence. That gives everybody confidence. So just find the wins in every single play, and then this night can still be a success.
Absolutely. Coaches got to find a rhythm and balance because they're second-guessing themselves as well. Have I put my players in the best possible situations to be successful? You know, when you get behind the sticks, you 3rd down and 13, 3rd down and 9s consistently. You know, you don't get yourself in rhythm football because you don't practice to convert 3rd down and 9s. You practice to have a 2nd down and 6, a 2nd down and 5. You know, 2nd downs and 7s. You want to have positive yards going. So if you can get 4 yards of play, and I think that's got to be the barometer here for the Trojans now. Let's net 4 yards of play offensively. Let's mitigate the damage on defense. Kimball has gone over the top on Douglas a couple of times. They've got a speedster out there, so they've got to recognize that personnel package. Maybe a cover 2 shell defense. Safety is over the top. You've got to make that adjustment to be able to do that and have some success. But it starts here the second half with Douglas receiving the football. And how do you go from here? You know, what do you do when you get punched in the mouth? You can either sink or swim. You can react. You can come back stronger. What do you do when a team that lines up in front of you, they're 11 in front of your 11, and what do? You know, do your 1/11th, make plays, go back to the basics, understand what our mission is, and execute. Boom. We've got the personnel to do it. We've got the talent to do it. We just got to execute it.
Absolutely. And their motto is Cades. It's commitment, accountability, discipline, effort, and sacrifice. And all those things have to come to life here in the second half. You got to play assignment football. And it starts here even on special teams. The game started off with a kickoff return for a touchdown. So we need to communicate. Is everybody playing their gap? When we see the ball, is everybody turning around to pick up a block? You know, we have to see all these things turn over for them to actually have the success they're looking for.
Your 1/11th. So here's the kickoff, and they kick it to a spot where there's nobody hanging out for the Trojans, and the ball goes all the way to the end zone, into the end zone for a touchback. Fortunately for the Trojans, they avert a huge miscue right there as we're talking about all things they need to do to correct things. Well, it starts by getting the man on football right there. And that's a live football. Either team can possess a free kick. Any team can fall on that, and it'll be their ball. So disaster averted there. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the 20-yard line. And so as I'm scouring the field now, I'm looking at body languages. What are you telling me by your body language? Do you still believe? Do you still believe that there's still something that can be gained from this message? And you know, I was always told you don't lose, you learn. And I didn't understand that because the scoreboard said I lost. Well, what did you learn about yourself? Well, I learned we got beat. You know, what do you do to that? How do you react to that? So here we are, 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Quarterback Perry rolls out, and his receiver drops the pass. And so that's the little confidence that the coaches are trying to get him. A simple little rollout route, wheel route, if you will, comeback route, 3 yards, 4, 5 yards down the field. Receivers got to catch that. And so we got to coach that guy up. That's number 11 for the Trojans, the receiver. And he's been a workhorse thus far for them.
Right, Ramirez. He's one of the younger guys on this team. You know, you got to give your quarterback something to feed upon, but that also, you know, gives the sideline confidence. You want to don't take away from the confidence that your coaches have in you.
Yeah. And you want to get these fans. And the first time we mentioned that tonight, I mean, this is a great crowd for the Trojans, and they've been sitting on their hands waiting for something to happen. Again, similar play. Quarterback rolls out, and this time the pass is complete to number 12 for the Trojans, Traylor. Traylor's been a workhorse for the Trojans tonight, and a nice pickup on the play of about 4 yards. And there you go. We talk about picking up 4 yards. So we get 4 yards before that, 4 yards now. That's a 3rd down and 2 upcoming. Right now it's a 3rd down and about 6. Staying ahead of the chains is where we need to be. 3rd down, 6 upcoming as the officiating crew's trying to levitate to get the clock started. Perry's pass, quick into the flat again, and it's caught, and the receiver's still on his feet, picks up positive yards, and that's going to be good for a 1st down. So here we go. 4 yards here, 4 yards there. Number 44 on the reception for the Trojans. He's also the punter for the Trojans. Griffin Corday Griffin, 1st and 10 Trojans. And so just like we talked about, success, boom, here we are. Let's pick up a first down.
Right, and guys like Corday Griffin, the senior, he's working overtime. He's playing defensive end on defense, playing a lot of tight end. He's split out, but still working.
And punting the ball. Perry, quick pass again. That pass is broken up nicely there. Looking for Corday again. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Good time right now for us to play action pass here. Or a run up the middle. Same for the same formation, same look. Now how about a draw? Quarterback draw here might go nicely.
Right, because we haven't seen that really come to fruition here in the game yet. We know he's an athlete, and you might as well do something to keep this defense off balance.
Yeah. Twins to the far side. Single receiver this side. Handoff, off tackle, running to the right side, and he's holding on for his life there. The defense is holding on for life. Mitigates a large gain for the Trojans. Amari Alexander, the ball carrier, no gain on the play. 3rd and 10. So, again, they find themselves behind the stakes or the sticks, looking for some breathing room. Conversions. The Knights are content to just stay in their basic shell defense. 4-3. Trips to the near side. Bunch trips. Quarterback looking under duress. Boom. There's a semblance of a draw, and he gets hit hard.
And Kimball just really finds a way to rally around the football. The play before that, do a good job flowing outside, and that time just really cut the run very short.
Desmond Gamble on the tackle for the Knights, a 5'11 junior, 177 pounds. Said hello, quarterback Perry. 4th down and 11. Trojans line up to punt here. Looking for one more personnel package and on a short play clock. Snap is off. There's the punt. A low over-end punt is taken and touched by the Knights, and it's still on the ground. There's a scramble for it. Who's going to get it? The Trojans are saying we have it. The Knights are not saying anything. There's still a hustle, tussle, and bustle on the ground, waiting for the referees to say something. And they're still not saying anything, but I guess it's going to be somebody's football. And it looks as though the Trojans' defense is coming in. So 1st and 10 for the Knights. The 44-yard line. So now it's the defense's time to answer. I don't know what we got going on that clock out there, but it says 0-100. Now it's at 9 minutes. The defense, it's their time now. Same personnel packages for the Knights as earlier. Quarterback number 2, Simpson. Sends a man in motion to the far side. Throws to the man in motion. He's got blockers in front of him, hitting hard. Number 3, the ball carrier, Michael Paul, the recipient of that pass. So
Nice job by the Douglas defense, though, squeezing in there to make the tackle. And I think one observation I've seen is they really respected the interior defense and the defensive line from Douglas. They really respect what Tristan Logan can do, and they haven't really ran in the middle very much after the first quarter.
It's been a lot of off tackle in space. There's a 0-yard pass that went for 5 yards. Simpson, the ball carrier. Here he goes again to the outside. This guy is a speedster. Number 6, still on his feet. To the 30, cuts back inside, makes another man miss. He's at the 20, headed for the pylon. At the 10, puts a hand in the air, touchdown, Knights. Wow.
Damari Payne with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the evening.
Payne went for 55 yards, nearly untouched. Put 6 more points on the board for the Knights. That's just speed. You can't coach speed. good vision, cutback vision, had blockers downfield. And that's the luxury you have when you have a scat back who can get in space and his receivers, and everybody knows, just keep blocking. He's going to make something happen, I promise you. And he did it again for the third time tonight, getting into the end zone. The kick is down and up, and it is good. 7 minutes, 48 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. The Knights stretched their lead, 52-0 over the Trojans of Douglas. We'll take a break, come back on the other side. We'll be back after this break.
Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. Turn those lights up. It's game time. It's game time. Please hit the turf, hear the whole crowd roar. We've been putting in work, now we're ready for more. From the first yard line to the end zone lights, everything we work for comes alive tonight. Offense ready, defense set. 4 quarters, we ain't finished yet. Every yard, every down, when we hit that field, make it loud. Can you hear those drums? Can you feel that ground? Friday night and the whole town's out. Heart beating faster, adrenaline high. When those stadium lights come on, it's time. Friday night lights up, game time, turn up. Whole stadium shaking when we step outside. Helmets on, let's ride. This is our Friday night. From the sideline to the field, from the kickoff to the final whistle, give everything you got tonight. This is our Friday night.
And we're back here at Moses F. Miller Stadium. And the Trojans have received the kickoff, and there's a flag on the play for personal foul against the Knights, as the ball carrier, number 9 for the Trojans, was grabbed up and around the helmet, and his helmet was taken off. Jamari Green, the ball carrier, personal foul, 15-yard penalty against the Knights. And maybe that'll spark something into the Trojans.
All right, sometimes you never know what it is, but when it does happen, it's not wrong to take it personal.
No, it's nothing. No, it's not.
Adds to the chip on your shoulder.
Yeah. It's just got to get it done. Hey, you see what they're doing to us now? This is what you're going to let happen? Sometimes it takes some hard coaching like that. Now they're laughing at you. Oh, they're not only laughing at you, they're trying to break your neck. They hung, as we talked about, half 100, and we talked about that in pregame. Mm-hmm. They've done that tonight with 53 points on the scoreboard. So the Trojans come back now, find themselves down again, another 7. 1st and 10, the 38-yard line. Perry hands the ball off.
Horse collar indeed, if I had to guess.
Yeah, there's something on the backside as well. So now it comes down to just personal foul, horse collar. Yep, that's a horse collar foul. So now it just comes down to who wants it the most, who wants to make plays, who's gonna step up. And I never understood that at this age. But the coaches kept talking about it. A 15-yard mark-off against the Knights here advances the ball across the 50-yard line into about the 48-yard line. So 2 plays back-to-back for the Trojans have netted 30 yards just on flags. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Perry at quarterback for the Trojans. Chain set, referee set, clock set. There's the snap. Nice pull up the middle. Number 12, the ball carrier for the Trojans. Trailer. Just making it happen. I had to make a note by his name as player of the game for the Trojans.
I'd have to agree with you, too. That was a great blocking scheme as well. Quick off the snap, but Trailer's just continuing to truck down the field.
Yeah, I see what you did there, too. Trailer, truck. Let's go. A nice pickup there. Call it 2nd down and 4. Staying ahead of the sticks. That's the secret to success for the Trojans. 2nd down. Boom. Off left side this time. Trailer still running. Out across the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Trojans. Now I'm not gonna say I said this, but I'm gonna say I said this. Let's go think back to when the number 9 had his helmet ripped off. Jamari Green. We had a 15-yard penalty, another 15 yards. Trailer. Trojans now inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. Having some momentum and some success. 1st and 10. Looking to get set. Late entry into the game, number 12, Trailer. 17 steps out. 2 seconds on the play clock. There's the snap. The read option play for the quarterback. Number 4 on the ball carrier, Alexander. Picks up a nice run there. Nice yardage on the run play. Pick up about 7.
All right, I like the balance they're finding in the running game. Like you said, added to the chip on the shoulder. They ran every single play, and then you opt to take Trailer off one play on the running duties, and then we get a nice run from Alexander.
A nice 1-2. 2nd down and 3. Again, staying ahead of the sticks was one of our keys to success early in the game. Perry at quarterback. Calls for the snap. Boom. Again, off tackle. Alexander carrying a host of knights with him. Nearly medieval. We've got the Knights and the Trojans. 3rd down and 2. 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. Trojans trailing 53-0. Home opener here in week 0 on the first week of football, high school football in Oklahoma. Dallas Kimball out of Dallas, Texas, Kimball High School. Bam Johnson brings his team up, and right now they're looking pretty good. A rollout for Perry. Throws it behind, and he's reaching down at his calf. Maybe a cramp there. I recognize that. I've had cramps like that before. So 4th down and 2. If I know anything about Coach Turner, they're going for this.
Right, I would have liked to see him run the ball there,
Yeah.
especially the way the drive had already been going.
Yeah, if you know you're going to go for the 4th down, let's just cut the distance down. Now, I mean the playbook's wide open, but you gotta make it here. It's the bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. The bases are juice. You're down 4, and the count is full. You got to do something. Trojans look to go heavy. Quarterback draw here, maybe. Nope. Hands it off. Boom. Dances into the hole and didn't get to the hole. Cut down. Alexander, shoestring tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and the ball goes over. I would have liked to have seen him make a decision, get behind his shoulder pads and get into the hole there. He was still trying to run laterally, and he was able to get tripped up.
Right, didn't make the best of reads on those last 2 runs from Alexander, but like the decision to go heavy, and you got to give credit to the defense.
You got to get behind heavy, though. I mean, I do it every day. Every time I stand up, I'm behind heavy. See what I did there? Okay. Now,
Be
people
nice
ask-
to yourself.
I am. People ask me all the time, do you lift weights? Yep. Every time I stand up, I lift weights. So the ball goes over to the Knights on a night that's gone right for the Knights. 53-0 in favor of the Knights here, this home opener. Ooh, and there's a jump. If you're going to jump off sides, make somebody pay for it.
Yeah, the center definitely sold it with that little flip he did too.
Offsides against the Trojans. At quarterback for the Kimball Knights, Javarian Simpson's had a complete game tonight, had a nice night. He's thrown the ball well. He's commanded this offense well. He's put them in some situations to be successful. Boom. Short shuffle pass out to the wing, gets it, and he gets the ball out in a hurry, in space, to get those guys, as we talked about in the pregame. The coach Coach Harrison's philosophy is to get his guys the ball in space, let them make plays, and we've seen that tonight.
Very much so, but that was a good job for one of these young Trojans in that secondary, stepping up to make that tackle, not giving up, and holding just enough time to get some teammates to clean it up.
There you go. Hold on. Help's on the way. Second down, 7. A loss on the play. Simpson jumps back. He's under pressure, duress, and he comes out of there. Boom. First time I've seen him run. There's some helmet-to-helmet contact right there.
He's been hit a couple good times and definitely took a lick there on one of the few scrambles we've seen from Simpson tonight.
Yeah, he was under duress early in the game on a pass that he threw, and he was decleated. And this time he was hit upside the head pretty hard, and no flag on the play. Pickup of about 4 on the play, third down, and call it 4. Passing tree, got the ball to the outside and let his man work. Pass complete to number 8. It's good for a first down. Jahari Thomas, one of the guys you talked about earlier. It's a 5'11", 175-pound senior wide receiver.
He's playing good in and out of his breaks, securing the catch and getting upfield. It's the name of the game.
First and 10 for the Knights. Again, nice home opening crowd. A nice pass by Simpson. Again, to Thomas. Just taking what the defense gives him. Pickup of 7 on the play. Second down and 3. Final seconds of the third quarter. Kimball does not have to run a play, but they will. Simpson pulls it down, leads a man downfield, overthrows him, and that's going to stop the clock in the third quarter. Bring up third down. Nice communication between the quarterback and receiver. Receiver saw his quarterback was under duress, and he stretched it out. Simpson just overthrew him. It'll bring up third down. 3 seconds remaining here in the third quarter on this opening Friday night of high school football in Oklahoma. Moses F. Miller Stadium, Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson on the call tonight here on PPBC TV. Tonight's game is sponsored by SSM Health. And the Knights go to the run game. And you got to make tackles there, son. 0, the running back for the Knights, Demyrick Bradford. He's stopped on the play shorter than the line of the game. It's going to bring up fourth down. That's going to be the end of the third quarter where the Knights lead the Trojans 53-0. We'll take a quick break, come back on the other side. You're listening to the Red River Gridiron Classic, sponsored by SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, and Super Prep. We'll be back after a break.
Hey sports fans, get ready to step into the world of championships with Super Prep Live, hosted by Miles Perry, only on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 FM. Dive deep into the lives of high school and college athletes with exclusive interviews and insight that reveals what makes them great. Follow Super Prep across all social networks to never miss a moment. It's Super Prep Live with Miles Perry. Tune in, get inspired, and stay connected. Visit OKCSportsRadio.com.
And welcome back to Friday Night Football at Moses F. Miller Stadium. The Gridiron Red River Classic. I changed that up a little bit. Same words, just different order. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson. The Knights go for it on fourth down and they catch a man in space and he's off to the races. Touchdown, Knights. Mike Paul takes a 4-yard pass and takes it to the house. 46 yards for touchdown, stretching the lead. 59-0 right now.
And like you said, just taking what the defense gives you. Linebackers not really alert in that hook to curl area, and just took it in the house in space.
He got what he needed for the first down and looked around. No one was at home in the defensive side of the ball, and he took it to the house. There's a flag on the play there. We've got a whole lot of movement prior to the snap. So, Jamin, not quite the night that Coach Turner planned for when he put this team on his calendar last year or the year before, whenever they planned this game. Not quite the results he was looking for, the performance he's looking for his team. But there's only one place to go from here. It's up.
Absolutely.
And if that wasn't the case, we never would have heard the songs started from the bottom. Now we're here. I don't know what that has to do with anything that we're talking about right now, but certainly the Trojans have found themselves at the bottom.
And it's really got to be the motto, though. This is the 4th season for Coach Turner, and they've progressed over every single season. Mm-hmm. And then putting this at the beginning of their schedule was just another big test just to see what your team is really made out of. Like you said, it's not a district game, so really not anything to lose here, everything to gain. So I think they'll still gain some things from this game, and as long as there's still time on the clock, then there's time to, add to what you've done tonight and build upon it into next week.
And I think it's almost masterfully that what he's done here is that this team came out last year. They won their first 3 games. They had a huge victory over Millwood, and they had not beaten Millwood in years. And they came in to the season 2-0, and then 3-0, and then they got in district play and had a flat. I think in the mindset for Coach Turner is, hey, I need to schedule some tougher teams in this non-district stuff because I don't want you thinking that you've arrived. I don't know. Maybe that's in the mindset of it. I don't know. As the Knights go for 2 in the old trick play and hide the man with the ball, and they find the man wide open, and there's the 2-point conversion after the timeout, and there it is, 61-0 in favor of the Knights. But to my point, you can make posters out of this, and you can put it in every player's locker. You thought you were ready. You weren't listening to me. There's some parenting moments here, some coaching moments to turn the tide. Hey, just when you think you're good, hey, there's always somebody a little bit better than you are. Okay, so we found that. So let's go make sure that let's get back to practice. Let's get back to the basics. Coaches included. Everybody's got to take this L. Everybody's got to take this L.
But you got to love the support that we see on this Douglas sideline and in this Douglas stand. Crowds are still full. It doesn't really look like anybody's moved at all from the beginning of the game, so it's good to see that support for the Trojans.
Yeah, I'm seeing Coach. I've known him a long time. Kevin, Coach, the principal, Kevin Jones. We call him Jap. He's out with his hat on, and he's encouraging these kids. And let me tell you something. There's a renaissance going on here at Douglas High School. I don't know if you know it or not, but this principal, and I've got to give a shameless plug. He's a Northeast Viking graduate just like me, and he's brought this culture, this belief system, and turned this Douglas High School around into something that's a model for Oklahoma City Public Schools. He genuinely cares about these kids. He wants them to have a plan by their junior year. You're going to trade school, you're going to military, you're going to college. You're going to do something when you exit Douglas High School, so have a plan for that. And you're seeing his graduation rates jump through the roof. They've gotten off the failing list in schools in Oklahoma City. He's turned this thing around. Hats off to him. Loving everything about what he's doing here.
Even the athletic director, Jessica Linson, doing a good job just continuing to get involvement from the students. increasing those participation numbers, and just having that support from all the administration to schedule a game and get this done, a home and home, because I believe they'll play Kimball next year in Texas. So that's just a good thing that a lot of schools in our state aren't doing.
Right. Just exposing these kids to something greater than what's just around the corner. You know, it's greater than that. Second down and 10 as the Trojans now are off and running again after no gain on first place. Number 12, Trailer, is taken down kind of hard there, and he's slow to get up off the field, but a nice pickup of about 6. Be third down, 4 upcoming. Third and manageable. That's what the Trojans need, and we've seen that a couple of times in this second half. They've had manageable third downs.
A lot of offensive successes came from those third downs. And even then, third and manageable, that's definitely been a progression we've seen from this offense in this game.
Right, whole different look. A little twinge there. They didn't get that. Little delayed gap. Get into the gap there. There's Trailer again, getting behind his pads. I'd like to see him stay behind his pads, going forward instead of sideways because he's losing momentum there. But that's coachable. But this young man's running hard. Fourth down and about 1.5.
Right, and that heart, that's one thing you can't coach. You got to show up with it. He's ran very hard, and with this big front, they're putting a lot of weight on him as well, but he hasn't slowed down a bit.
The Trailer's coming out now, being replaced by the 0-1-2 punch. It's a Trailer and Alexander, ball carriers. Fourth down, 1. Shotgun. Alexander caught in the backfield. I'd love to see that RPO where Perry pulled that and came around this side.
Right, absolutely right. I would love to see that too.
Yeah, just pull it and come this way. Run toward the stick, the other way. Because the flow is opposite. So we're misdirection that coming right around. Trojans turned the ball over on downs. 8:25 remaining. On a productive trip north for the Knights. What a night for the Knights. Simpson at quarterback, shuffling in players last minute for the Trojans. And the big man, number 0 again, Demyrick, he's running through people, running over people, still on his feet, down the inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 12. Nice piece of running by that young man, running with purpose. Demyrick Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford and number 6 Payne, we've seen those two trade off at running back, and they got a good dynamic. He's more the power, and, you know, Payne is more the speed, but really we're seeing both of them from Bradford right now.
I'm loving what I'm seeing here. Both of their names start with a D and have an apostrophe with a capital M. Demyrick and Damari. No relation. By name, and that is. No gain on that play, as the aforementioned Bradford takes the ball and finds the Trojans immediately. Second down and 10. Positive energy on defense for the Trojans. Big number 60 on the line for the Knights, giving information. Caston. Split out to the right, boom. They go back to the off tackle, get into the edge, and there's a horse collar tackle. We ought to have a flag on that play. Drug him down by it, but we didn't get the play. Bradford stopped short of the goal line, down at about the 2. Inside the 5, maybe the 3-yard line. Ball set at the 3-yard line by umpire Scrap Martin. 3rd and 1. Some might say, well, why does the coach still have his starters in? Well, when you don't have a long roster, everyone's a starter. That pass incomplete. Pressured by the Trojans, number 22 in the face of the quarterback, Simpson. Anthony Street. Street's a senior, 206-pound, 6-foot senior, tight end linebacker.
We've seen him all over the field. He wears that old school cowboy collar, and he looks like an old school linebacker. Flies around the field, and he's physical.
Gives that impression way off as the field goal kicker comes out. Martinez. 15-yard field goal. It's good. Put 3 more on the board for the Knights. 64-0. 5:18 remaining. And so, yeah, they scored, but they didn't score a touchdown. So that's a victory, in my opinion, for the defense, where they've been giving up 6. Now this time they only gave up 3 on a long night.
Certainly got to agree that was a good test for the defense. Having some goal line situations, sure you run that in practice, and seems effective here on game day.
Yeah, tonight's game is sponsored by our title sponsors, SSM Health, the Oklahoma City Community College, Super Prep. SSM Health Hospitals are proud sponsors of Oklahoma City Public Schools and their broadcasts. Sometimes after a hard-fought game, a player needs the services of sports medicine specialists. Those specialists at SSM Health Hospitals have a great team to get your player back in the game from injury. Our player of the game coming up tonight is sponsored by Just Burgers. Don't know if you've been there. Have you been to Just Burgers yet, Jamin?
Man, let me tell you about how I discovered Just Burgers. So
Okay.
my dad told me, hey, it's a place you can go over there. It's kind of by my church. Go get you a burger one time. Didn't go, but we just spent the Friday night, and we went to go watch Choctaw play. Came back, had me a Just Burger. Oh, my goodness. I had about 3 Just Burgers in 2 days. I'm talking about I was hooked.
You just kept up with having burgers, huh?
It's a good burger, man.
Just Burgers. We got to check them out.
If they wasn't closed, I would be gone when we're done.
Trojans on the run back, number 5 for the Trojans. Scampers. Checking messages. We've got some folks tuning in on our broadcast. We certainly thank you for joining us along the way. If you couldn't be here tonight, and wherever you are and checking out this game, alums or whatever, if you're in Texas with members of the Knights fan base, we thank you for tuning in with us here on PPBC TV. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson, on a night where it's been all Knights. Tonight's game, again, is sponsored by Oklahoma City Community College. Continue your education and earn a certificate that would allow you to take care of yourself, your family at OCCC. That's Oklahoma City Community College. Go online today at www.occc.edu. Pass broken up, intended for number 11 for the Trojans.
All right, and then that's communication, too, because you got 17 jumping up, and you don't want to be, contesting your teammate. We just need that communication to continue to enhance.
Absolutely. On a night when we haven't had much success, we certainly don't want to, exacerbate that with bringing attention to yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get the frustration, though. 2nd down and 10. Perry hands it off to Alexander off the left side. Alexander goes for a couple of yards. Some would say, well, why are they running the ball? Well, we got to keep this defense slowed down. And so when they think you're going all out past, you got to hit them with a quick hitter.
Balance is everything.
One of our sponsors tonight, Super Prep. It's a premier sports outlet featuring the very best in high school and college student athletes in the city, state, and nation. Super Prep can be found on OKC Sports Radio 105.3 and its social media at Super Prep OK. 3rd down and 9. Perry deep, looks over the middle, throws the ball incomplete. Had heavy pressure up the middle. Didn't get his feet set, and the pass kind of sailed on him a little bit, a little short. We've got to pick a player of the game tonight, and that player of the game is sponsored by Just Burgers. And if you think Just Burgers is good, you just heard Jamin talk about hitting Just Burgers 2 nights in a row. And Mr. Black's over here saying, I don't know. I don't know about that. He's saying they're okay.
It's a good burger for a good price, man.
There you go.
You got me.
Hey, if you're looking for Just Burgers, if you just head to Mary Swap Meet, and that's tomorrow, there's a punt, a nice punt this time, and it's muffed and picked up by the hard running there too. Number 7 looks like. Number 7 for the Knights is Montrell Hackney, a 6 foot, 180-pound junior listed at athlete and quarterback. So, Jamin, I know you've been looking at compiling all your stats and everything that goes with that, and we'll name a player of the game as soon as we end here shortly. One minute, 31 seconds remaining on the clock. Trojans have turned the ball back over to the Knights. And certainly we hope that the Trojans could force a turnover here. As they're still running the ball. Same sets, same people.
All right, one thing to note, the biggest play I would think from the Trojans all night was one of the first 2-point conversions attempted by Kimball, and it was intercepted. So that would be nice to cap this off with another turnover.
Absolutely. That seems like eons ago. I do remember that.
Well, you know, we had power outage in between, long first quarter.
Hey, it's opening night, man. We're still knocking off the rust on some things and timing issues and all of that. We've had power outages. I want to recognize Oklahoma City Public Schools for the remodel here at the press box here at Moses F. Miller Stadium. And whoever plugged up the air conditioner, number 24, is still on his feet here in this waning seconds of the game. Haven't called his name tonight. Number 24 is Colin Carey, a 5'5", 160-pound senior running back and wide receiver, listed as an offensive linebacker, outside linebacker, and a wide receiver, is getting some chance at running the ball. And the Knights are going to retreat to the sideline, and they're going to call that done. So, again, recognizing Oklahoma City Public Schools for the renovation here at the press box here at Moses F. Miller Stadium. It is certainly a gym. We've had some rust on it as we had a power failure a little earlier, but the lights came back on, the air conditioner's working, and the hospitality has been great. And that's the end of the ball game here right now. And the final score, the Knights of Kimball, Dallas Kimball, Texas, 64. The Oklahoma City Douglas Trojans, 0. We'll take a quick break, come back and name the players of the game, and wrap this broadcast up and tell you where we'll be next week. We'll catch up to you in just a moment.
One heart, stand up, get loud, let 'em hear that crowd. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now shake the whole stadium. 6, 7, 8. Now shake the whole stadium. Friday night, light it up. Light it up. Lights up, game. Lights up, game time. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to Friday night. Under these lights, with our people in the stands, we play for our teammates, standing hand in hand every early morning. Every practice in the heat led to this moment, right here, right now, under our feet. So when the whistle blows, give everything you've got. Helmets up, lock it in. Stand your ground, make it loud. Friday night.
Well, welcome back to Moses F. Miller Stadium here on a Friday night where the I-35 Gridiron Red River Classic has come to an end. And the victors tonight are the Dallas Kimball Knights. Coach Bam Harrison and his team have come and made a mighty statement here at Moses F. Miller Stadium, hanging 64 points on the Trojans, holding them to 0 points. And so where Coach Harrison has his team trending in the right way, Coach Turner will have to sit back, regroup, and talk to his players and see what happens next. Don't know what's down the road for the Knights. However, the Trojans will face the Star Spencer Bobcats on next Friday here at Moses F. Miller Stadium in the Power Bowl. And it's ironic that we call that the Power Bowl, and we've had a power outage tonight. So hopefully we'll bring all the power. So they'll fix some things, they'll right the ship, and get after them again next week, have a good week of practice, and go from there. Let's turn our attention to the Knights and our players of the game. Jamin, I know you've done the numbers, crunched the numbers, and for the Trojans, I'm sure you've got a player listed for us, and share with our listeners who that player is.
I selected Isaiah Traylor. Just played hard all game, played on both sides. A lot of Trojans played on both sides of the ball, but the way he didn't slow down and, what we saw from him tonight is just a testament to his character and his football pedigree. So I think he rightfully so earned player of the game.
Mr. Traylor, rightfully so. And I think if we had an opportunity to interview him, I think he would trade all of those accolades to have points on the board. But nonetheless, when we go back and film study, when we look at his energy and effort that he gave from the opening kick to the final waning seconds of the game, I believe that leadership that he's showing for this team can shine through. We didn't get it done on the scoreboard. However, when we had the opportunity to just continue and make plays as a senior leader, showing the team the way to go. And that's emblematic of life. Things are not going to always go the way you go, but energy and effort overcome a whole lot of things if you just keep trudging forward. So, Mr. Traylor, Isaiah Traylor, number 12 for the Douglas Trojans, our player of the game on a night where he sees this team fall 64-0. And they've got some work to do to get things going. However, I have all the confidence in the world in Coach Turner and his staff that they'll be able to turn this thing around in short order for next week as they face the Star Spencer Bobcats. So the members of the 73084 are coming over to Moses Miller Stadium, and we're going to see what goes on from there. Labor Day weekend, so you guys get out and about, make some memories, have fun, and do more fun stuff every chance you get. We're going to sign off from here, and thank you for joining us. We'll catch you again on the future broadcast. Dwayne Doolittle, Jamin Dawson, Langston, Mr. Black, and all of you back in the studio, thank you for your participation. Good night from Moses F. Miller Stadium. We'll see you next time on the radio or on the stream. Good night.